Hey, happy day. Young boy to mother. When I'm a man, I'll be a liberal. Mother to young boy. You'll have to decide which because you can't be both. Just saying. Liberals, they make me crazy. British Columbia, they're closing public parks now to white people because of cultural concerns. Cultural concerns. Further, the government says that parks will be open for Indians only to provide time, space, and privacy, for them to reconnect with their territory. This government, the government of British Columbia, they got this thing for Indians. I mean, Indians, I think, are 1% of the population of the country, 5% if you include all the guys with blonde hair and blue eyes that signed up, and they shouldn't be on that list. But in any event, Indians have everything in British Columbia. It's bloody amazing. I mean, it's just amazing. Here's another thing from British Columbia, energy projects. He's saying, hey, I got this new bill, Bill 15. I've tabled it now, and it's legislation that's designed to fast-track infrastructure. Well, firstly, an NDP government couldn't fast-track a barbecue, right? But that's what they're saying. And they want clean energy projects and so on. But then he says, this is the premier, projects won't get fast-tracked, though, without First Nations ownership, not involvement. Ownership. He wants them to own everything. And I think now they have the title under the ground of 100% of the property in British Columbia. I mean, I've been told this by so many people. I got to look into this some more. But they say you own the house, you think you do, and you have title, and the Indians have title underneath. Why are they giving it all back to the Indians? Really? I mean, and all this talk all of the time, I mean, unceded land, and the government says in their own place in the legislative building, they say, we're an unceded land. Get out of there if it's not your land. On and on it goes. I don't get it. I'll never get it. Now, we have a new, and I ain't got a racial bone in my body. I'm all about equality. I mean, they need a place, I'm back on Indians now, they need a place for peace in their, former territory. They have reservations. They have got all kinds of places for peace. And guess who paid for the park? It wasn't Indians. It was a white guy. He paid for it with his taxes. And now the government's saying you can't come. Y'all can't come here. Bad. Now let's get over here to Alberta. Half of all Canadians say that they understand why Alberta might want to split from Canada, but 2/3 of Canadians, this is another province, say we don't want it to happen. But 70% of Albertans, 70%, say they get it to be an independent country. They're not saying that they would vote for it. About 40-some-odd% say that they would at this moment in time. But 77% of conservative voters in Alberta say that they would vote for it. And 48% of the Liberal supporters in Alberta say that they would not. But they're dumb anyway. Heck, just saying. But what's going on with Alberta? If they can get a leader for the movement, a good leader, it'll happen. It could happen. But this has been done so many times. And they get some traction and some momentum, and then they split and they fight within. They start to eat their own, right? And so I hope it happens this time. I'm a separatist, and Alberta needs to separate. Why would America care? They care a lot because there's $1 trillion plus that has gone down east from Alberta. And I think that America would kind of like that money. Now, Memorial Day is just passed in the United States. Watching it on television, even if you're Canadian, you just want to jump up and salute. I mean, they have so much patriotism. Canada, it doesn't have that. Alberta can have that. There's so many great Albertans that fought in the wars, World War I, II, Vietnam. I mean, all of these places. Vietnam is very special to me, and I felt like saluting. I stood up watching television for the U.S. thing, and Canada needs that. But in Canada, they don't want soldiers to have guns even. I mean, the government, they're all pacifists and crazy people. So that's another thing that Alberta could kind of wrap up with what they're doing. Here's a group of liberals out of Toronto that made some statements. They bought a whole bunch of space in newspapers, and they said, hey, you Alberta independence seekers, if you separate, you'll have no Canadian passport, no citizenship, no pension, and no future if you want to leave Canada. I wonder what that means. I mean, let's go over that again. If you separate and become your own country, we threaten you, you will not have a Canadian passport. Okay, isn't that why you're separating? Because you don't want a Canadian passport? I mean, you won't have any citizenship. Isn't that the point? What is the point? What is wrong with these people? Hey, Bah, bah. Okay, lastly, Idaho, the minimum wage in Idaho. I'm against minimum wage. I don't think the government should interfere with that. I mean, if you don't like the pay, go get another job. It's supply and demand, and I think it'll work. It had its place way back when 9-year-olds were in the mines, but they're not now. Same as unions. They had their place. They do not now. Go away. The only union there should be between a man and a woman, and that's it. In any event, $7.25 in Idaho compared to in British Columbia, I think it's 18 or whatever dollars an hour, and California is over 20. And they wonder why McDonald's now has machines to order from instead of people. And it's happening in so many places. They say, we can't afford this government interference. Just say, Alberta, just another tip for you. When you separate, and I hope you do, you need to kind of incorporate a bunch of this stuff. Have a penny as well, you know, because the U.S. is talking about getting rid of their pennies. Canada has as well, which means that neither of those countries know how to add. And I think everybody should know how to add. Hey, you all come back. See ya.